Hello, hello, hello. I'm back with a new project to me, and it is one that I learned from Maud. Maud, I don't know how to say your last name. Heimstra? Maybe? I got it wrong. I'm sorry, Maud. And it is under her playlist. Playlist. Go to playlist when you get to their page. Because see, here's the home page. Here's Maud's home page. And you go down over here to playlists. And then you go down to Lantern Journals. Oops. And she has 5 exceptional videos in here about making paper lanterns. She made them for Christmas and intended to leave them up until they were through their lockdown period. Now, I don't know where they're at with that right now. But anyway, I was so fascinated with these lantern journals that I decided I needed to make one. And so I made one for my husband last night out of Valentine things. And it's out there with him, so I can't show it to you right this second. But yes, I definitely recommend that you go over to Maud's channel and check out her videos. She is absolutely wonderful. I really appreciate her videos. So what I used here was I have these extra large. Oh, it's not that one. Hang on. This is a different shape. I used these extra large tags, big labels and tags. They are from Creeley's. They are, I believe, a Dutch company. And anyway, it's Creeley's.nl. And they do ship to America. I love their die cuts. And so that is what I'm using. Now, Maud made a beautiful house one. Oh, it is fantastic. So I cut out 4 of these of just, I had a pack of Prima papers. And a lot of times they come with 5 or 4 or 6 sheets per of the same design. And there's, I don't know, 6 or 8 different designs in them. I don't remember. And so I used that to start out with, and I cut out 2 shapes. One went to my husband, and one is going to be right here. Let me put this other stencil behind me. No, I'm going to put it beside me. Everything's a mess here. So I used all 3 shapes, 3 sizes to make this. Now, if you don't have these, you could still cut out your shapes, and here you could cut just straight windows, or you could cut like around the flowers, or whatever paper design you have. I'm going to use this smallest one to create my windows in this set. But before I can do that, I need to put each one together. So I'm going to need to do a little math for me. Oh dear. I cut each one of these off the length of this tag. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm losing my mind. I think it's COVID stuff. I don't have COVID. I just think that it's... I'm tired of being locked up here. Not that we're on lockdown here in Oregon. I mean, there's some restrictions. You know, we have to have face masks and stuff like that, but it's just that I have a good friend that got very sick with COVID, and guys, she's just really struggling to get well. I'm very worried about her. But anyway, say a little prayer for her. I'm cutting all these off, and I'm cutting each one with this angle in it. That will help it to not end up flush with the top of the tag or the bottom of the tag, but it will have just a slight angle so that it doesn't interfere with how it sits or stands, or it won't have a little thing poking out at the top, you know, too much length. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4 of them. I have 4. I cut some extras. One thing Maud said was that she made sure she cut it out of the same type of paper so that it would match with the inside or the outside if it showed. And so I can see that it is going to. Now, I did cut these out one at a time. I cut some out 2 at a time, but the creelies cut so well that they actually ended up cutting this little stitched looking side. It just fell off in places because it just cut clean through instead of you know, just leaving this single beautiful edge on it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, these are going to be for Valentine's Day, so I'm going to ink them up. I'm going to start my timer, 45 minutes. It will take me longer than that. If it does, I'll cut the video down a little bit, and we'll zip through inking maybe. So we have that. And anyway, I just thought these were so cute. I just had to make them, but I didn't want to make a Christmas one. I'm kind of done with Christmas. So, although I still have to put some Christmas stuff away, it's still on my porch. And I still have my Christmas box out with all the ornaments in it. So, I just haven't gotten there yet. You know how it is. You got to put all that stuff away after it gets out, and it's like, how am I ever going to do that? Okay, we're almost there. Anyway, thank you, Maud, for showing how you did this on your channel. I am really taken with making this, and it's just super neat. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is, you can see I inked up my edge, and I'm going to put this right on here so that this little pink edge is actually showing just a little bit. That way this won't interfere, kind of like when you make the binding on a book and you don't want it to get in the way when, like on a flip or a fold or whatever. You just don't want it to get in the way. And so, oh dear, Yep, there it goes. Sometimes if you squeeze it hard enough, those little pieces that are causing the problem, well, there it is right there, will just plop out of the tip. Okay. So I'm going to put this first one on, and it is going to, oh, come back, just be placed right along that dark pink line there so that the fold just barely shows. Once you get it into place, then you can rub it down. Okay. And let's put this one on. Now you do want to line these up. Sorry, I better line them up here along the bottom and the side. You want them to line up pretty good so that they're even. The first one I made, it was not even. Not even. But now I've got a nice straight line starting right there. Take your next one, give it a little bit of a pink rub there, or whatever color you're using. And Maud showed how her lanterns lit up an area, and oh, it was just so beautiful, you guys. Get it kind of situated, and then I just kind of made sure it was even with that edge, and then pushed it down. And what we're going to do is hook the four together first. Oops, not that piece. This piece. Oh, I think we are going to need 5, aren't we? Are we? Maybe not. I don't know, we'll find out. Okay. Line it up, Ange. Okay. I'm lining it up. Okay. Get stuff out of your way. Okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3, okay, here it is. Sorry, I had to keep looking at it thinking, what the heck happened to it? Did I already use it somewhere? Using a tag punch really made this project simple. Oh my goodness, I forgot. The first one, like I said, I just cut out of like a square. It was too big anyway. I tried to fix it this morning, but it was so wonky, it was not fixable. So, sometimes you just gotta say, okay, put it in the junk drawer, in the paper drawer, pull it out when it's looking better. Okay, I'm going to line this up again. I'm just using the lines on my board here. I'm mostly concerned about this line going across the bottom, because that's where I want it to sit nicely on the table. You want that close enough so that it's, when it is all together, it looks right. Hope I got that one in the right place. So you can see the last one is going to go right there. But we're not ready for that one yet. We're going to do it in just a little bit. Now the math part for me, this is how I chose to do it, was I got a piece of paper and I cut one off the length between the little sewing lines on each side of this. It's just a simple way to measure. This is all this is. I'm just going to cut this off at about 1/2 inch width. Then I'm going to cut along that line there. And then the other one, did I measure from here to there? I think I did. Okay. Top to bottom. Clear at the top to clear at the bottom. And I cut that little piece off. And I'll explain why I did that here in just a second. This is the explanation. I took this and folded it over to find my middle. If you need to, give it just a little highlight. And what I did was I lined that up at the top and at the bottom, and I gave it my center line. This piece is going to get cut out in the middle. You might have some lines left over that you'll have to cut off, but it'll be okay. You can do it. Okay, so I put those little dots there. This is the pen I wanted to use. Pencil I wanted to use. Let me get rid of some of those. Let me get rid of that one. Okay, this is not my longest ruler, so where did my little dots go? There's one. There's one. And there's that one. They're very hard to see on this paper because of the gray. So I'm just going to make a light line across there. And it should be right here somewhere. There it is. So that gives me an approximate center line going across. Now we need it going this way. So the way I got this one was, I took my other little piece, I believe it was this one, And I folded it in the center. Highlight it if you need to. And then this one I measured stitching line to stitching line. Give it a little mark. And then come up here. You don't want to go all the way to the top on this one. You just need to come right up in here where you can see your pencil line. And I did that between each one. So to help myself, I'm going to put each of these on the rows at the top. Now, Louise did not have, or Maud did not have to do this. Louise is one of the other ones I'm following right now. Just so interesting what they have, how they make things, and just really a wonderful videos. I think this one I glued just off a little bit right here. Okay, so then come through and make your center lines. Now you don't have to go the whole length here if you don't want to. It's kind of, I'll leave it up to whatever size window you have. There are going to be lines that you'll have to erase, so good old white eraser works great on those. This just makes it easier for me, you know. I can't draw a straight line without a ruler, and I can't keep a straight line when I'm doing measuring and stuff. I have to use the tools. My vision's just way too wacky anymore. So I just don't even assume that I can figure it out. Okay, so then what I did was I had my die cut, and let's see, what did I do? Is this the right one? No, that's a different one. That's a different one. What I did here was, this one's out of the old piece. So I took this and I lined it up. This is a different shape. Let me find the right shape. Is it? No. What I did was I took this piece and I folded it side to side, and then I opened it and folded it again. And then with those lines on here, I set this on top of it carefully. This is not the right one, but I'm going to just give you the idea here. And I lined up the stitching lines. The die will kind of sink back into the stitching lines. And once it did that, then I took a permanent marker and I put a mark where those lines were. Now this is a different die, so it's a little different shape. So, so the lines come out in a different area. Then I lined this up on here. And I got out my wonderful tape. I got this from scrapbook.com. It's a low tack tape, and it works perfect for die cuts. So I taped one there. I taped one up here. And then I took it to my die cut machine and I rolled it through. I have a Big Shot. And so let me do that part and get these holes cut, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. So here's the last one. So now I have a nice set of 4 tags to use somewhere else. So I'll put those over there. Now I do want to caution you, when this is a low tack tape, but when you peel it off, don't peel it off fast, because if you peel it off too fast, it will peel your paper along with it. Especially after it's been so tacked down with the Sizzix machine. Now, I have used these same 2 pieces of tape on each one of these. So, and it still has some good stick left in it. I could continue to use it if I was using this die again, but I'm not going to use that die again, at least not right now. The next thing I did was I got out this die, and you'll notice it has quite a bit of space down here. You could use that like that, and what I'm talking about now is the window paper for each of the windows. We can save quite a bit of paper by not cutting all the way here. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's say we want to put it right. We want this to come right to there. We want at least that much gluing space on the bottom. Maybe, you know, whatever. So that gives us that much extra space down there. We might be able to get more pieces out of this by doing it that way. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm hoping it does. So I'm going to cut this about like this, but I'm going to give myself a mark down here at the bottom with my permanent marker to show that I don't need to bring it all the way to the bottom of the vellum. I just need to stop right there and tape it down. So I'm going to tape it as close to the edge as I can over here. Going to leave myself that much vellum at the bottom. And I'm going to put it right here. Now normally on the vellum I would just double fold it. But because I need to make sure I keep this space, and because I need to utilize all of this paper that I can, I don't know if I can get 4 out of it. But I'm sure going to try. So I'm going to go put that through my machine. So just bear with me for 1 minute. We'll see what we can do. No, I'm going to have to scoop my die over just slightly. I'm putting the paper through it that is the same size as my Sizzix Big Shot, so okay, it's going to make noises. I roll it one way and then I roll it back. It does cut just one way. It's just habit, I guess. Okay, so you can see now that we have cut our piece of vellum slightly smaller than it needed to be. See? And that way I will be able to get more out of this die than I could have. So once again, I'm going to line this right up along this edge, and these at the base. I'm still using the same tape. I'm not going to get another one out of here, but I could use that piece of vellum for something else. So let me run this one through the die machine. And then we'll look and see what space we have left with this paper. Hopefully there will be enough. These are pretty nice. They'll go with our other, make a great background here, wouldn't it? Especially if you went ahead and cut another large piece of this die in the big set. Okay, so are we going to get enough out of this paper, or do I have some more just sitting around waiting to be used? Let's turn it this way. And we know it has to go from there to there. I know I can get one right there. And then if I go clear over here, I can get one right over here. Cool. Now, I'm going to have to move this piece of tape over to here. Okay. Let me run these two through and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. So let's see how that did. There we go. Now, of course, we can't use these vellum pieces on with our extra tags right now, but it's just an idea of layering that you might find unique. I'm going to put these vellum in my junk box. Okay, so now these should fit these windows. Now, Maud talked about how you get vellum on oh, look at this, is crooked. I have a crooked window, you guys. Shame on me. Well, we'll fix that when we decorate it up. Maud told how to apply vellum and get it to stick without wrinkling all up. So I'm going to show you her little trick. Now, I've ordered some little teeny tiny needle tip bottles so that I can do better with it. Boy, that is really crooked. Oh, shame on me. Well, it'll be all right. Not every house has a... Every house might have one window that's not right. It can be the back. So what she said to do was to go along here with a very thin line of an acetate glue. That's what she uses, is a glue with an acetate in it. Now, I know the glue that I have that has an acetate, of course, is my Fabri-Tac. And then she went on to the next one. Now don't let them dry, you know, for 5 or 10 minutes or anything like that. But you're going to let them get to a low tack. It'll still be a high tack, but you'll let them, you'll let the glue dry for just a little bit. And this way, you will prevent warpage on your vellum, which is something I needed to know. I did not realize that. I just have noticed that every time I use vellum, I warp it. So, anyway, thank you, Maud. That was a great tip. Okay, this has a more colorful side and a more matte side. You're going to start clear over here where you first put your glue down. Oops, I forgot to do my inking. Easier, especially if you know that there's going to be color changing like this did. So there we go, finally. So we need to ink this one up. I should have done that when I had the paper off, right? Even if it gets on the vellum, you can pretty much wipe it right off of the vellum. So that doesn't really hurt anything. Oh boy, that is a crooked window. Whew. We'll figure that out once we get things together. Okay, so now it's time to decorate them. Okay, I'm back. I've actually found some in the Authentique pack that I used for another one that I had made. It was the Romance Authentique paper. And I also brought in my paper pack that I have. So I could be using some of that, which would be okay. We'll see. This would actually be kind of a good one here to use with one of these maybe. Kisses from your dear boy. No, that won't work. You stole my heart to the one I love. Well, I do love my sis. Love's old sweet song. So we can see that these are going to be just a little too big. So we're going to have to cut them down just a little bit. And perhaps I should have turned them into hearts and stuff, huh? And then I'm going to scallop the edge. Oh, it stuck, didn't it? Just to give it a little more whimsy. And we'll start by putting this one right here. This is our crooked window, so we want to do something with that crooked window. Boy, it's still just a bit too wide, I think. I'm going to cut it down just a little bit more. And scallop the edge again. Okay, now it looks like it's going to fit better. So I'm going to glue this one on right here. Just here and here. Oh, maybe not. Left it too long without a needle in it. Okay. So there's that one. Let's see what we have here. Perhaps we would cut her out of there. Give her a little fussy cut, not a haircut. And don't worry when you're fussy cutting. It does not have to be perfect. No one's going to know what you clipped off or anything. And if they do, well, they're not a journal maker. Because it's hard work to make a journal. Get around her little bow there. Around her little bits of lace. Around her leaves. She must be Thumbelina. Nice pink bow. Okay, so we're going to put her right over here, like this. And you might want to, you know, put things this side or that side or, you know, that kind of thing. Where is my little heart? Here's a little bird. She'd look good with a little bird. But no, I think it's a heart she needs. So I'm going to put this little heart right here. Oh, I did not want to put it up there. Because I don't want to wrinkle my stuff here. And then maybe we would want this one. And I'm just basically cussy cutting around this one so that it's not, so it has a line around the edge. I really prefer them cut all the way to the line, but sometimes we just have to. Okay, we'll go that way with it. Just pinking up the edges. And this one we're going to put on this side this time. Oh, and you just put it on the vellum. I just put it on the vellum again. Too late. It's too late now. Love you forever. Oh, this is a pretty one. Looks like a wedding one. I don't like that one. That's a pocket one. Let me see if I have a fussy cut one in here. Well, here we go. Okay. With everything else being pink and she has red, I don't know about that. I'm gonna go with roses. And let me cut down into here. It's almost a nice little heart shape there, isn't it? I think we'll just put that right there. I know, I forgot to put the whatchamacallit on it, didn't I? And then If you don't like the straight lines, then you can put, you know, a little flower there, or you could find a little piece of this and put a little strip in there, just so that it looks a little neater, maybe. Like this. Anyway, I'm trying to hurry. I don't have this very well planned out today. I'm learning. I have to have everything planned out better. Okay, so now we want to put this together. So what you do is, the nice thing about this was Maud said she sent these out to different people. And so she had to make them so they were mailable. And by folding these, they become mailable in an envelope. You wouldn't be able to include the little candle thing with it, but other than that, they are mailable. Now mine is off just slightly. Remember, I originally said that this one might be off a little bit. But we have this piece that will make fit. Now what I like to do is, what I did was put a piece of paper here so when I glue, the glue doesn't soak through onto the one on the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to glue that one there. Anyway, you will want to embellish these up all the way. On my husband's, I put hearts up here on each one of these. I had little punch-out hearts, and that turned out really cute. Okay. So here's what it looks like this. And if you were to put this little candle in here, hang on. I don't want to turn that off. I want to turn this off. Ah, there we go. You can see that it all lights up, although, you know, it stands up on this end so that you can see the light coming out of each place. But I'm just trying to make it so you can see what it looked like, because I can't pull my camera down and show it to you. It does look very pretty in the dark, all lit up. Looks like a little lantern going. And if it's not bright enough for you, you could actually put two in, but at night, when there's no lights on but these, they light up really well. So, anyway, that is my lantern. And that is how we make it, but not with a crooked window. Don't do a crooked window, because I see it. I don't know how I got it off so bad on that one, but I sure did. But that can be the back. I could put shutters on that window, couldn't I? Okay, well, thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye!